Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Antonio Vitti of Dearborn Divine Child Football. How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing well. So, how was this past football season for you?
This past football season, I think was a very good experience, and I think it was a very good football season for me, myself, and just as a team in general. Made it to playoffs, had a winning record, made the playoffs. We went to the second round of playoffs. Unfortunately, we lost in the second round of playoffs to Harper Woods, but other than that, I think it was a very good season.
Yeah. I know obviously, it's if the, by the way, if the last name sounds familiar, yes, that is his younger brother. If you remember Marcelo Vitti from some earlier episodes, that this is his younger brother. So we kind of decided to introduce him too. Um, so coming into this season, what were your goals just to get better overall as an individual player?
Some of my goals that I set for myself before the season were becoming a leader on this team, captain, becoming a mentor for the younger guys. I was on varsity as a sophomore, but I was a rotational piece. I made plays there and whatnot, but my junior year, I put it on myself to become a playmaker, a leader, and just be a playmaker and do the best I can.
Yeah. What positions do you play, just for people that may not know?
I play wide receiver and cornerback.
So, what's it like to just be a receiver, be a corner, just kind of, it's kind of, different positions than your older brother. He's a running back and a safety. So, what's it like being a receiver, going out there, catching passes, and then just the opposite of that, and then being a corner and all
For a receiver, I would say there's just like a receiver and a quarterback. There's just two different mentalities that you have to have. And for a receiver, it's you got to go out there, think you're the best out there, and you gotta make plays. You gotta catch everything. You gotta make a play after you catch the ball, more yards, all that. And as a cornerback, it's just a whole different thing because you're basically guarding yourself at that point. Um, as a corner, you just gotta. I mean, the same thing as a receiver. You gotta come out, go out there, and you gotta think you're the best, and you just gotta believe that you're the best out there because you are, and you just gotta go in there with the mentality that you're a dog, and just go out there and strap up, lock in.
that. Yeah. So, so coming into this year, what were, being on varsity as a sophomore, there's not a lot of people that can say that. But what was it like learning from a lot of the older players on the team, and what was that like for you?
So when I was a sophomore, as I said, I was on varsity and I didn't really play a lot, but I just got to learn from all the seniors and the juniors of that class on that team as leaders, and they mentored me. Someone I look up to was the receiver on that team that just taught me just plays and just taught me everything there was on that team and just what you should do, what you should not do, and just how it felt going to that playoffs that year, even though I wasn't a playmaker on that team. It was just a great experience just being there with the team and just learning as they went as we went along.
Yeah. I know a lot of people, talk about what the accomplishments that, I know your older brother's gotten a lot of attention for, his play over the years and stuff like that, but you're kind of starting to get some attention yourself a little bit. From the time that you played, you've definitely caught some eyes of coaches and stuff like that. What's that been like? And just to see kind of him going through that recruiting process, and now kind of you're starting to go through that yourself.
Yeah. He was a dog from the beginning, and I always knew then. Just growing up and just watching him go through that process, like you said, and just going, like as you said, off for offer and just stacking him and just becoming who he is now, just being there and watching him do that and grow and growing with him, working with him, and just him being there and just helping me through the steps and just watching what he does, and it all just helped me become what I've accomplished today and just being there.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, your goals for the off season, what are they as you head into now your junior year?
So goals. So right now I've been just focusing on getting stronger, getting faster, and just focusing on school. Like every day I work out, I go to some sort of training, DB training, wide receiver training. I coach for or I train for DB with coach Kason.
Yeah.
Um for wide receivers, I coach with coach Gerald King. I play 7-on-7 with Rising Stars for Coach Wins,
Yeah.
um, and just working out every day and just striving for more.
Now, are you both only football only sport? Or do you guys both play any other sports, or are you guys just both football?
Both just football.
Okay.
They're just football.
So, you know, what is the off season going to be like for you? Because, going into next year, this will be the last time you two play each other in high school. I say that because you never know.
Yeah.
But what's that going to be like knowing that this will be the last time that you two play each other, play again with each other, wearing a Dearborn Divine Child jersey?
We talked about this from since we were little and just playing with each other through all these levels, and finally now that we're here, this is the last ride. Where our goal is to make the and win the state championship this year. So that's just a goal we have, and just winning record, going to the prep bowl, winning our league,
Yeah.
and just striving.
Okay. So obviously, going into games, I don't know, you may be siblings, but you could be very different at preparing for games. At mentally getting ready. I know I just know this because everybody is so different. How do you mentally prepare for a game there, Antonio?
Mentally, what I do usually is before I just, as a corner, as a receiver, I always have to watch and look at who's guarding me, who I'm guarding, and just I gotta know their patterns, what they do, every play, if they're tired, know when they're tired, and just I gotta know that. And then before the games, once I figured that out, I really just like to calm down, sit down, and just listen to music, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay, what's Antonio listening to?
Oh, a lot. I have a very broad music listen. So I listen to, rap, I listen to classical, jazz, hip hop, pop. I listen to everything, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, so what are three things you want to improve on before the start of the 2025 season?
Three things I want to improve on. I would like to, first of all, improve my speed. I've gotten way faster since I've started, obviously, but my one of the goals is just getting faster in general. Um, Another thing I need to improve on is probably just quickness, flipping my hips in the DB area. And lastly, just I think probably just becoming a better student of the game. So just studying more film and just getting into all that a little more.
All right. Well, Antonio, thank you so much for the time as always, and we'll talk to you before the season starts
Yes, sir.
in summer.
Yes, sir.